Tail the tape for the main event is brought to you by Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. Stipe is 37.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening, sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Chairman Anthony Marnell Jr., Executive Director Bob Bennett. Our three judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Derek Clearly, Sal D'Amato, and Junichiro Camijo. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Mark Goddard. This championship bout is sponsored by P3, the official protein snack of the UFC, and DAV. In partnership with DAV, Disabled American Veterans, thank you for supporting America's veterans. And now, for those in attendance and UFC fans watching around the world, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Live from the UFC Apex in Las Vegas, it's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Heavyweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 22 wins, 2 losses, 1 no contest. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 236 pounds. Fighting out of San Jose, California, presenting the former Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix champion and the former UFC Light Heavyweight champion and the former UFC Heavyweight champion, presenting the challenger, Daniel D.C. Cormier. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 19 wins, 3 losses. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 233 pounds. Fighting out of Independence, Ohio, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC Heavyweight Champion of the World, Stipe Miocic.
Okay, gentlemen, you know exactly what I expect. I need you to fight hard. I want you to fight clean. When I tell you to stop, you will stop. If you want to touch, now's the time. God bless.
A lot of mutual competitive respect there. Act 3 is upon us. Stipe Miocic in the best shape of his life tonight, despite having the cardio advantage in the prior meeting. Daniel Cormier trying to go out on top of the sport.
Ready?
As a 2-time UFC heavyweight champion. Tonight's fight clock is brought to you by Modelo, brewed for those with a fighting spirit. The challenger Cormier is in blue. Stipe is in the black and gold, befitting a champion. Here we go, folks.
That's it. Thanks. There you go. Come on. Defense up.
Stipe has prioritized a quicker start here tonight, but more so with the feet. Just moving better early has been something that they have talked a lot about.
Well, DC showed great hand speed in the second fight and the first fight as well, but in the second fight really got off some good strikes early. Both men a little bit more measured at the beginning, at least, of this fight.
Yes. Nice jab from Stipe to open things up. This fight happening in the smaller octagon, 25 feet. First 2 meetings in that 30-footer.
And that could be a big factor, particularly considering DC's wrestling. Strong low kick by the champ. Oh, there it is. There's that left hook that he had tremendous success with in the second fight, and the takedown.
And there's the high crotch that DC had tremendous success with. Let's see what he can do with it. Straight on the front headlock.
Hand control. Bring the head to the inside.
Feel the hand, feel the hand, feel the hand.
Oh, nice knee from Cormier.
Wide base, wide base. On the hand. That's it. We'll get out of here.
This is the last place where Stipe wants to be, other than on his back with DC on top of him.
Hands a little bit.
This wears you out too. DC's making him carry his weight. It's just you can't really breathe well. You're just uncomfortable because knees can come up at any time.
And he's fresh.
So he's sticky too. Still dry.
2 minutes have gone by here in this UFC Heavyweight Championship. Cormier did a pretty good job in the prior meeting of keeping Stipe down and controlling him on top once he got him there.
Inside control. Inside. Watch yourself on the fence. Get ready to
Certainly less volume early on the feet out of Cormier, which is not surprising.
Good 1-2 there by Stipe. Good right hand to the body by Stipe.
Yeah, not waiting to attack that Cormier midsection tonight.
Beautiful low cap kick by DC.
DC's getting that jab off too, so that's why that low kick's able to land. He was able to land a jab, so that low kick follows.
And that jab's coming from a low position too. Hard to read. He drops it down to his waist sometimes and pops up with it.
Put it where you want it. Put it where you want it. 2 minutes. That's okay. Look at you know where to go after.
Oh, Stipe over the top and a big right from Cormier.
It's so much easier to try to punch Daniel in the body than it is his head. He sets you up. If you punch at his head, he knows how to pull you into counter shots like you just saw. You gotta attack his body.
Stop. Stipe, over here.
Eye poke.
Daniel, over there, please. Stipe.
This was certainly a narrative in the previous fight.
Well, it's also a significant issue because one of the reasons why this fight took so long to materialize is because Stipe was dealing with eye issues.
Doctor, please.
Oof.
Ouch.
And that went right in there. I mean,
Stipe, take your time. Stand right here, my friend.
And you could tell by the look on DC's face,
Doctor.
he did not want that because that's when you start losing points too.
Right.
That's a big deal. You only get one of those.
Because a referee has to consider what type of damage is there and could potentially have on the rest of the fight.
Yep. So DC knows he's got to keep those fingers in. He knew that before this fight started. So for him to do that, he's frustrated with himself. I guarantee it.
Good. Okay.
And
I
Stipe,
firmly believe Stipe would fight if he was blind.
You have to deal with this one time.
I really do.
Yeah,
I
of
mean,
course.
particularly now.
I mean, I need the hands closed.
Yes, I was
okay.
back there, my bad.
No problem. Okay.
that's a stern
Stipe,
warning
good?
from Mark Goddard. Stipe Miocic actually told
okay?
ESPN's
Let's go,
Brett
gentlemen.
Okamoto, our colleague, that he was going to mention that to Mark Goddard in the back. But, you know, Mark Goddard, a student of the game, one of the best referees out there, he was aware of that angle coming in. All right, under 90 seconds here to go as round one gets back underway. Now a groin strike or so, it appeared.
This octagon seems so small with these two guys in it.
It is. They take up all the space.
Yeah, it really seems it with them.
Yeah, agreed.
It seemed fine up at, oh, big right hand by Stipe.
Heavy, and that's because he's going to the body of DC. See, so now DC's protecting his body, and the headshots are landing. It's boxing 101. Go to the body, the head opens up.
A much better start for the champion Stipe here tonight.
Oh, good right hands there by DC.
And that's what he does. He fakes the wrestling, comes up when you defend, and he hits you on the way in and out. That's the same position that he caught him in the first fight, right there. He gives the underhook and then follows through with the right hand, DC.
Cormier would appear to have the power advantage early. Stipe has been the more efficient and busier striker through 4.5 minutes.
You see, DC wants to reach for the hands of Stipe, but he's trying to bite his own habits because that's where Stipe was able to hit his body. When you reach to grab the hands of your opponent, your body's open.
Oh! Near knockdown. Stipe stays upright.
Those right hands are continually landing for DC on the break.
And that is the exact same punch that won him the title.
Strong close to round one for the challenger. It is heating up, and that right hand late certainly appeared to be the most significant power strike on either side over those first 5 minutes. Round 2 of a possible 5.
That's it. High and low, mix it all up. Get out your quarters, move your head, move your feet. Let's go. Move your head, move your feet, go level, change. There you go. Only speed.
Stipe a little bit lighter on his feet here compared to UFC 241. There's a groin strike and a brief pause in the action.
Okay, no problem. Nice and easy.
All right, go, move. Move. Slip a shoulder in there once in a while.
Oh,
switch step right uppercut lands.
Cormier retreats, now trying to close the distance. Stipe is not afraid to wrestle either.
At least threaten the wrestling to get DC to defend and open up possibilities.
Another thing I like about that jab to the body that DC throws is it hides his high crotch shot. It makes it look like he's going for the single leg, but he's not. He does it
my
again.
goodness.
Every time he gives the underhook to Stipe and connects with that right hand, same as the first fight.
And big shots, too.
Cormier really starting to find the power stroke now. Miocic again with an effective attack to the body.
Woo!
Loading up.
DC is throwing heat.
You see the power of DC when he throws these shots right here at heavyweight, though, the way he wings those overhands. I mean, look how hard it is to hit his head, too. That's why you got to throw high kicks at the end of your combinations against DC, because just hitting his head with your hands is so hard.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? He has more power as a heavyweight, but yet he still retains that speed of movement that he has as a light heavyweight.
It's just an athlete.
Well, he like loads that right hand with the roll, like you're saying, John. He rolls it, it's like a spring. Cocks and loads it and then fires it once you throw a jab at him.
Seems as though that Stipe corner would like him to get back to that jab.
Nice jab by DC there. He lands that jab, he'll start landing the low kick.
You have to pick it like you're done. That's it, come on. Mix up the kicks, that's it.
2.5 minutes have gone by here in round 2. Close first round, of course.
Keep moving. You gotta come back to the there you go, that's what I want.
That short left is there for Cormier yet again.
Watch where you're at. Hey, tight defense. 2 minutes.
Ooh, that's a big left hook from Miocic, Joe.
2 minutes. Good. Watch where you're at when you're done, Stipe.
Nice jab by DC.
I mean, it's very clean.
And again,
Hey, don't wait till you're done. Give me a feel when you're done. Give me a feel when you're done.
Keep giving me that
There
speed.
you go. You gotta do
Give me
it.
that speed. Keep giving me that speed.
you hear Crazy Bob Cook yell out, keep giving me that speed.
Yeah, he's deceivingly quick, DC. There he goes, giving that underhook again. He's looking for that. He's looking for it again right here. That's his position for the right hand. Now, did you see DC grabbed his other hand? He grabbed the counter right that DC's been throwing. They're both playing the game so well right now at reading each other's strategies. Nice right hand. Double jab right hand by DC.
Cormier setting everything up with that jab here. Coming up on a minute to go, round 2.
Come around the corner side.
The more jabs DC lands, watch him continue to land that calf kick on Stipe as the fight moves on.
Mix up the technique.
Again, fake the single and came over the top of the right hand.
There you go. That's how you lead. Straight. Let's go going now. Let's go. Don't play with the bring it back for your head when you're done.
Well, this would appear to be as light as Stipe could enter a fight, but he is on the wrong end of the speed equation. Nice combo from Cormier.
Triple grab. See, right when if DC lands that jab, that's his inclination to throw the calf kick. That's his read. keep a lookout for the low kick after he's landing that jab. He did very well at firing that.
Oh, big right from Miocic. Cormier goes down late in the round.
Stipe hits so hard. Will they give him a chance to survive is the question.
Big close to round 2 for Miocic here.
Oh,
Wow.
Good reffing job there.
Hey, corner.
Not stopping it with 2 seconds left.
And he just got up stumbling.
Here, sit down. Sit down. Hey, get your head in there.
Water on top of the head.
I'm gonna wake you up a little, okay? I'm gonna wake you up.
Right here, you're seeing the right hand land. Oh, it's a right hook, and it lands twice and drops DC. And from there, he just starts, he gets to the mountain, he starts landing right there. He fakes the left hook to the body, and DC peels out, and that's what allows these right hooks here that he lands. Nice round from Stipe to finish like that.
All right, round 3 is brought to you by P3, the official protein snack of the UFC. So a huge sequence for Stipe at the end of round 2. And we'll see if he can capitalize on what appears to be a compromised Daniel Cormier here early round 3.
That was a big moment to have him that stunned at the end of the round. I mean, he had a minute to recover, but
He's
is
still
that
hurt.
enough?
I think he's still hurt,
Yeah.
Joe, sorry.
Cormier was able to land a right hand there. You wonder if Stipe knows how potentially compromised Cormier is.
Well, he's still dangerous, and he's just whizzed that right hand past Stipe's face. Stipe just went with the left high kick, which I was wondering whether or not that was going to be a part of his strategy. Given Daniel has that tendency to dip to the right.
Right there, like he's doing.
Yeah,
He leans that way, and that's the same read other opponents have made.
that's the John Jones.
That's right.
Yeah.
Several times he landed that, but right now you see it more when DC's hurt, a little bit hurt on his feet. He'd do well to shoot that single right about now, I'd say, if you're DC.
Miocic mixing it up beautifully here on the feet, continuing to attack the body and head.
And there's a read by Stipe's corner. They said walk him to the fence, then he doesn't have all those slick bob and weave moves that you see DC using. You can stick him up against the fence and just make the fight how you need if you're Stipe.
Don't let him rest. That's it. Pressure. Hey, tight on the right side. Hey, right your body position. Wider feet. There you go. That's it. Push him over it. Push him over it. Push him over it. There you go. Keep it extended down. Keep it extended down.
Little protest on that low strike from Cormier. Goddard says fight on.
Just so interesting here, seeing Stipe right in front of his corner, being coached with no audience sound. This is so crazy.
Both athletes seemingly hearing every word of that. Under 3 minutes, round 3.
Get on that corner side. Go. Hey, check your head. Check your head.
Cormier back to the well with that jab, perhaps getting some valuable recovery time here.
Good low kick.
Hey, speed.
Oh,
That's it. You're hurting him good.
Stipe's hands are just looking so heavy in this matchup. I mean, it looks like he does a lot of damage anytime he throws.
Stay tight. With the knees, with the knees. Tight on your right side. Tight on. Don't let him pull your head over, okay? Don't let him pull your head over. Keep it buried in there. That's it. Good. Split it with the knee. Split it with the knee. Keep that hip tight.
And he's controlling the right hand of Cormier so he can't throw it on the break. And that's another strategy of Stipe's corner. And like you said, Joe, they can listen to everything.
right in front of him. I mean,
Yep.
he's literally 5 feet away from his coach right now.
Head tight. Head tight.
And with no distractions from the crowd.
You know, DC said, I always take the third round off. He said that in every fight. And right now, he's not taking a lot of damage and he's getting a breather up against the fence, which is how he fights. So if you're going to give DC a break here, this is the way that DC wants it. He's not taking damage. He's not taking body shots. He's not taking punches to the head. You never want to give a round, obviously, but in 5 rounds, sometimes you got to fight smart.
That's it. Stay tight on him. Move.
What do you guys think of Stipe's decision to engage in the clinch here?
Keep controlling him.
He seems to be confident that DC's not going to take him down from here. Oh, he just clipped him. And maybe that's why, to be able to get him on the break.
Stipe's corner has advised him to circle away from that power right of Cormier. Less than a minute here to go, round 3.
See, now DC's going to start picking it up. Wants to finish the round strong and then really pour on 4 and 5, I believe. But we'll see, because that's when Stipe got ahead last time.
35 seconds. 35.
All Miocic here in this 3rd round. 30 seconds now to go. Strong low kick from Cormier. Trying to get back to that jab now.
Good left to the body and a right uppercut that just grazed DC. Oh, good right hand. Big right hand by Stipe. And a beautiful one by DC as well.
It just seems like Stipe's punches
Daniel, keep going. Don't sweat.
hit
Keep
harder.
going.
A little harder than DC's have.
Cormier complained about an eye poke there, but if the referee doesn't see it, more often than not, they continue the fight.
Got punched.
There's a beautiful jab. Let's see. Spinning elbow to the body. That's a new one. Now let's see the eye poke. Let's see what this is. Yep, no doubt.
Ow.
No doubt.
With ripples in the eye.
Oh, my goodness.
That was a heavy one.
Oh, my goodness.
That's a bad one.
There's no doubt about that. DC was 100% correct.
Okay.
Next 2 rounds. Key.
Oh,
And you're gonna do it being aggressive.
He said,
He just said, I can't see.
yeah.
And that's
Oh, my God. Look at his eye.
And that's Stipe's right hand, by the way. And that's the one he's been clipping him with. So
Yeah, his
that's
eye
tough.
is
That's a
badly
tough break.
swollen. Look at it.
I mean, I've looked that man in the eyes so many times. I've never seen his eye look anything like that. It's like off kilter.
Hey, get around the corner, that jab going again.
I mean, that finger went deep in there. No doubt about it.
The ref will look back at that and have to look at his work and say, man, I missed that one. It's hard being a ref. You got to see a lot of stuff in there.
Other than fighting, it's the hardest job.
Judging's looking pretty hard these days, too.
Sort of. Not. I'll just leave it alone.
I think it's probably
I've said
a good call.
enough.
We both have.
And that's the right hand that he's going to have a difficulty seeing because of that left eye.
Ooh, 1-2 down the middle.
Beautiful one, too.
Cormier has landed a couple significant right hands early round 4. Stipe with a nice uppercut, or so it appeared.
You see, every time DC gives that underhook, he gives that shoulder, they walk him to the fence. Good game plan by Stipe there to deal with that pummel of Cormier that he's so good at. This is how you deal with it. Just put him up against the fence. Smart plan.
Some separation now. Cormier with the jab, Stipe to the body.
Oh!
Right when jab reaches, Stipe came with the pull 2, came over the top of that jab hand. That's the right hand. He can't see it with that eye at all. You can tell. It's just clipping him right over the top.
Inside leg kick for Cormier as we hit the 3-minute mark here in round 4.
It's being checked, though. He's checked a few of them. He checked that one as well.
Cormier ducked down there.
If your eye's down, you can start mixing in the wrestling a little bit more. We only saw a little wrestling in the first round from DC, but it could be the energy issue. It costs a lot of energy to wrestle, especially against a big old giant Stipe.
And that is what we expected coming into this fight, that he would be utilizing the wrestling more than the second fight, but it really hasn't been the case other than the first round.
Right, that was the lone takedown attempt, and he landed it. You heard Bob Cook between rounds call for some wrestling. Nothing yet.
DC goes to the body with the left hook.
Yeah, I'm just really surprised to not see the high crotch attempts out of DC because he set up a lot of big shots early on, faking the wrestling and then going to the striking. He hasn't been using that as the fight's gone forward.
Oh.
Oh, big right from Cormier, and a good time for it. Under 2 minutes to go in a round that DC likely needs.
Tell you what, Stipe can take a tremendous shot. Go to the Francis Ngannou fight. I mean, nobody's been able to take those shots like Stipe.
That right hand of DC's is sneaky too, and it's landed several times, and Stipe just eats it.
Great camera work in close, under 90 seconds, round 4.
Keep your hips on him.
There you go.
Back to work. Back to work. I need you working. Shoulder bump. Shoulder bump. Come on. Let's go. Hey, stay tight. Stay tight. Take time to get out. 1 minute.
Nice trip attempt by DC to create some space.
Left hook lands cleanly for Miocic. What a series, what a matchup. Some numbers in this 4th round. Slight advantage now for Daniel Cormier.
That's good. Hey, there you go. Good. Tight strikes. There you go. That's it. You know where we're going.
Well, I'm glad. Go ahead, Dom.
Oh, he's trying to grab that wrist behind the back of DC, but DC didn't allow it. Sorry about that, John.
A lot of clinch control time for Stipe, north of 3 minutes.
Move your head. Move your feet. Move your head.
Huge right hands. Those 2 right hands by DC there.
Well, I'm glad my scorecard will not be needed, but this fight could very well come down to this 5th and final round.
DC using the footwork now.
20 minutes in the can. Between Stipe and DC, you see the numbers for Cormier in round 4 after a huge 3rd for Stipe. 3rd and final meeting, 5th and final round.
Where we going?
Let's see how it plays out.
Nice and straight. Where we going? No bullshit. Where we going? We can't keep up. We can't keep up. Where we going? Where we're finishing too. Where we going? Let's go. Hey, Steve. Let's go. Let's go. I need quick combos. Good speed. Good accuracy.
Stipe lands to the body, continues to touch that area of Cormier.
Stipe looks like the fresher fighter in this 5th round. And this may be what you were talking about, Dom, about his cardio and the leanness coming into this fight.
Well, there's that, but also, like we said, the durability, Joe. I mean, he's eating some huge shots from DC, and it looks like DC eats him a little different than Stipe.
Yes. Good combination there by Stipe. Beautiful jab.
He's looking to turn it up in this 5th.
This conceivably could be the final mixed martial arts round of Cormier's career. You see, though, the live numbers, Stipe is a 3-1 favorite right now.
Drop your hips underneath that rib. Get your hips down. Get your hips down just a little bit for me.
3:30 left. 3:30 left.
Potentially some valuable clinch control time here for Miocic.
Don't let him rest there. Tight.
Stipe's really had his moments in every round tonight.
Yeah, both these guys have made amazing adjustments, and that's why it's going to the 5th round, because they've both seen each other's weapons so many times now in these rounds that they've been able to drag it out and make the adjustments with each other to make it a 5-round fight. Because they're using all the same weapons they used in the first 2 matchups. They've just nullified each of them.
That's it. Fight to stand. Fight to stand.
Bob Cook trying to implore DC to get to work.
Control the arm. Control the arm. Control the arm. That's it. Watch, hey, tight on your right side too. Keep your head. Block it with your head. Block the hand with your head.
Now let's go to work.
Move corner side. Move on the corner side. Move around.
What a fight. These guys are turning it up right now. Incredible. The pace for these guys.
Beautiful.
Nice.
2 right hands by DC.
Oh! Stipe's got the hands down.
Got him.
Wow. Marcus Marinelli calling for Stipe to take Cormier down. We'll see if he obliges.
Control the action properly. Come on. Push it. Push it, DC.
Oh, good right hand by DC.
Push, DC. 210.
Man, Stipe's eating a lot of those right hands without much issue tonight.
Come
it's a different world than the first fight. That first punch from the first fight, the big punch, was just perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a once in a career punch.
Come on, DC, 150, 150.
Well, you've seen this same exact position how many times in this fight?
Yeah.
Joe? Over and over. Stipe just sees it now.
Yeah.
Even when it lands, he kind of knows it's coming to an extent.
Right. The one from the first fight,
there's no
clearly
idea.
Didn't see it
he had
coming.
no
Yes.
idea. And now he's made the adjustments. That's what's so cool about these matchups 3 times in a row. That's what's so hard about rematches.
Under 90 seconds now to decide the trilogy.
Oh,
huge right from Miocic.
Oh, again.
Nice defense by DC.
Yeah, he stuffed all 6 of Miocic's attempts tonight.
And you hear DC's corner screaming, oh, there's the right hand again.
Yep. That's his punch for sure. And Stipe's getting a little tired, so it might land now.
Yep, almost looked like an elbow might have landed for Cormier there.
What a war. What a crazy fight.
That's it. Tight. I want you tight on there. Watch his hand. Don't let his hands touch. Don't let his hands touch.
Perhaps Cormier looking for a late choke. Stipe out with ease.
30 seconds, Stipe.
See the advantage in terms of the significant strikes for Stipe doubling up here on DC in round 5. The King, LeBron James, enjoying the action. We appreciate his viewership, of course, tonight.
20 seconds. Come on, that's it. You got a body.
Seriously, I have no idea who the judges are going to pick in this.
You got 15 seconds. Let's get a takedown. Hey, bring the elbows down. Bring the elbows down.
Elbows down and in. Elbows down and in.
Miocic has the advantage on the numbers. He has landed north of 60% of his significant strike attempts. And that is it. Wow. Stipe Miocic and Daniel Cormier go the full 25-minute distance.